Hello, this is Coach Rosey saying financial education is not just for the wealthy, it's for everyone. For this video, we will be talking about estate planning, no? Kapag narinig natin yung word na estate planning, parang pang mayaman lang, pang abogado, no? So, here in IMG, we are making estate planning and financial education understandable to people, even though simple lang yung ating background sa buhay, wala tayong legal course na natapos, or galing lang tayo sa simpleng pamilya, for this video, I will be sharing to you yung basics of estate planning. Alright? So, estate planning, no? Ito yung kanyang meaning, a process of determining the distribution of assets upon your death. No? Kasi if you have a goal na nagtatrabaho tayo, nag-save and invest tayo, no, nag-retire tayo, na dapat um, mapasa natin sa ating mga anak or sa next generation natin yung ating mga pinaghirapan. Alright? Covers management of your professional affairs in the event of incapacity. Yan. Alright? So wealth preservation, everyone has an estate. Your estate is everything you own minus your debt. So kagaya ng kotse, bahay, no? Or other real estate, bank accounts, checking, savings, certificates of deposits, stock, bonds, mutual funds, annuities, retirement, pension plans, businesses, sole proprietor, corporation, LLC, and partnership, furnitures, and other personal possessions. So thus, everyone needs to have an estate plan, not just for the wealthy. Yan. All right. Welcome to my channel, and I hope you will learn a lot from this class. Preserve your estate. Make sure your children inherit your estate. No, hindi naman pwedeng pinaghirapan natin yan, naipundar natin yan, tapos mapupunta sa hindi natin gusto. No? Kung saan hindi natin gusto, sayang naman hindi mamana ng ating next generation yung ating pinaghirapan na wealth. Okay? When a man dies, his children need to pay an estate tax, no? 6% of his estate to effect the transfer of his estate to them. For example, we were able to nakapagpundar tayo ng ari-arian worth 10 million. So 6% of that is 600,000. So yan yung value ng kanyang estate tax. So what if hindi tayo nakapag-prepare, hindi nabayaran ng ating mga tagapagmana or heirs yung estate tax, no? Nag-i-interest kasi yan, no, if hindi natin na pay off yung estate tax. All right? Protect what you've built. A proper estate plan can take care of your children during your life and after your death. Yan. Okay, estate tax, ito po yung old rate ng ating estate tax, no? 200,000 na, not over 200,000 na estate, no? Exempted siya for estate tax. However, after the train law was implemented, no? New tax rate after that under the train law is flat rate of 6%. And we have a disclaimer here below. See your legal, tax, and accounting advisor for more details. Yan, okay? And then, estate planning tools. No, ito yung mga basic estate planning tools. But for this video, mag-focus muna tayo in discussing point number 1, yung will, or tinatawag natin na last will and testament. So, no, di ba napapanood lang natin yan before sa mga teleserye, no? Nagsusulat ng last will and testament kasi sumakabilang buhay yung matandang mayaman, no? Kailangang basahin yung kanyang will kung kanino niya ipinamana yung kanyang ari-arian. So, a will is a written declaration of one's wishes on how his estate will be distributed and to be executed after one's death. All right? Okay, some advantages of having a will, last will, and testament. It provides the guide on how the family members are to divide the estate. Na hindi na sila mag-aaway-away kasi naka-identify na or naka-indicate na kung ano ang pupunta kung kanino, di ba? And then, it allows the testator, which is yung namatay na property owner, to distribute his wealth in accordance with his wishes, subjects to the requirements of the law. So by the way, once we have written a will, hindi po siya automatic, no? Kasi i-check pa yan ng korte, dadaan pa siya sa tinatawag na probate process para makita doon kung tama ba yung pagkaka-divide ng kanyang estate. Kasi hindi naman pwedeng walang manahin yung mga anak natin kasi hindi ko bibigyan ng mana tong anak na to kasi galit ako dito. Hindi pwedeng ganon. So kailangan meron siyang tinatawag na approval ng probate or korte with regards to the will and etc. And then some consequences if a person dies without a will. Eto, no? His estate shall be divided according to intestacy laws. This means that his property might not go to the person of his choice or in the distribution he desired. So ano ba yung intestacy law? So yan po yung requirement ng government kung paano hatiin yung estate, especially if hindi nakapag-prepare yung taong may-ari, yung property owner. All right? And then property or business might go to a person who lack the experience or capacity to manage the property or business, no? Kasi if we die, no, automatic yung ating estate, if wala tayong will, last will and testament, mapupunta sa spouse natin. What if yung spouse natin hindi marunong mag-manage ng business or hindi gastador or whatever. So sayang naman yung business na pinaghirapan natin or yung property na pinaghirapan natin. However, if we write a will, no, we can identify what to go to whom. Yeah, but by the way, no, I'm not a lawyer, though this is just a generic info. If you really Kaiser for more details. Yan, all right? Okay. Right. So the difference between a sale and a will. No, a sale, the transfer is final and cannot be retracted. So that's why we write a deed of absolute sale, something like that. Will, on the other hand, the transfer takes effect only at the death of the testator. Yan. Okay. There are kinds of will. We have what we call notarial will and we have holographic will. Actually, meron pang iba, but for this class, eto lang muna yung ating focus. No? Ano bang difference ng dalawa? No? So, ano bang difference ng dalawa? So, notarial will, no? Ito yung a legal document or property distribution subject to familiarities required by the law. So meaning notarized by an attorney. Yan. And the holographic will, a will solely written, dated, and signed by the testator himself. Now, for example, wala tayong will na na-prepare, tapos an aksidente tayo while we are in the hospital, gusto nating isulat siya, hingi tayo ng papel, no? At ballpen, and then isulat natin, itong property ko na to, mapupunta dito sa kanya. So, if napatunayan ng korte na sulat kamay talaga natin yon, valid pa din yon at tinatawag siya na holographic will. Alright? But no, both requires to go through to court in a process called probate. Probate is a court process that authenticates the will. Probate then allows the properties to be distributed and transferred to the heirs, yung ating tagapagmana. Alright? Okay. Meron tayong tinatawag na limitation to disposition. Kasi ikinukonsider ng law yung mga tinatawag natin na legitimes, no, legitimes, by the way, legitimes rather. Portion share reserved by law for certain categories of heirs must be respected. So, what I've said, no, hindi pwedeng ibigay ng testator yung kanyang entire wealth to a friend, no, na hindi niya kaanong-ano. Kasi yung law natin, requirement na dapat merong mapupunta sa kanyang mga compulsory heirs. But by the way, there are 3 types of succession. Meron tayong tinatawag na testamentary succession. We have here intestate succession. We have here mixed succession. All right? Okay, so testamentary succession, no, takes place when the person prepared his last will and testament prior to his death. Upon his death, his estate is transferred to his heirs in accordance to his last will and testament. And of course, kinoconsider dito yung tinatawag natin na compulsory heirs. Sino-sino ba sila? Legitimate children and descendants. Next one, legitimate parents and or ascendants. We have your widow o yung spouse na naiwan. And we have here illegitimate children, yung mga anak sa labas, kasali yon. As long as sa birth certificate nagpirma yung parent na inaangkin nila as anak nila yung illegitimate na child. Okay, free portion, no, in the testamentary will, on top sa pupunta sa compulsory heirs, meron siyang tinatawag na free portion, no, part of the property of a testator which he can give to whoever he likes, even outside the family, except those expressly prohibited by law. In writing a will, the testator has to follow legal parameters concerning to the legitim. The testator cannot dispose part of his property because the laws has reserved it for certain persons called the compulsory heirs. So ito sila, no? I'll give you a few examples ng hatian ng testamentary will. For example, if survived by a spouse and two legitimate children. So surviving spouse get 25%, legitimate child 1, 25%, legitimate child 2, 25%. And merong tinatawag na free portion which is 25%. So etong free portion na to pwede niyang ibigay kung kanino niya gusto, even outside family. Or pwedeng, let's say, etong legitimate child ko na to, walang trabaho to, or may kapansanan, ibibigay ko na lang sa kanya yung free portion. Pwede yon sa tinatawag natin na testamentary will. Another example, if survived by a spouse and two legitimate children and one illegitimate child. So the illegitimate child, by the way, gets half what the legitimate child would get. No? And then, of course, meron pa ding tinatawag na free portion na pwedeng ibigay kahit kanino. Alright? Then we have here the intestate succession. What's the difference? Kung kanina sa testamentary nakapag-prepare, dito sa intestate succession, hindi nakapag-prepare. The takes place when a person dies without a will or a will has lost its validity. There is no such thing. By the way, there is no such thing. Sorry about that. There is no such thing as free portion in the intestate succession as no planning was involved. So example, ito yung hatian, no? Walang free portion. So divided by equally, equal yung distribution ng kanyang wealth. Surviving spouse, legitimate child 1, legitimate child 2. Yan. And another one is itong is survived by a spouse and two legitimate children and two illegitimate children. So yan, wala na ding free portion. So actually, marami pa tong examples, no, na pwede nating i-discuss. But for now, eto munang top 2 examples na ito. Okay? And then lastly, we have here the mixed succession, no? Takes place when a person made a last will and testament, but he failed to include some of his properties or he acquired the properties after executing his last will and testament. For example, nagumawa tayo ng will ngayon, tapos humaba pa yung buhay natin up to, let's say, 10 years from now. So during those 10 years, meron tayong na-acquire ng mga properties na hindi natin nasali sa will. So of course, yung mga nalista doon sa testamentary na will, last will and testament, yung nasulat natin, meron yung free portion kasi testamentary will yon. However, the properties na hindi nalagay sa last will and testament, yun yung tinatawag natin na intestate. That's why mixed succession yung ating tawag. Alright? So, I hope you learned a lot. So that's about the last will and testament. I will be teaching you on the next topic with regards to trust and other terms on estate planning on our next video. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe and click the bell notification for you to get updates on our next video. Bye-bye. See you.